What do you think so far of Trump's cabinet?
I don't know a lot. Here you go, Cindy. You're American. You talk first.
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure who he exactly wants, but I know I'm glad that he has Kennedy in there.
Yeah.
And is he going to have Elon Musk in there?
Well, he's
Yes.
supposed to. Yes, he is the cabinet. How do you spell cabinet? Isn't it K-A-B, C-A-B?
C-A-B.
I?
C-A-B.
Yeah,
I?
C-A-B.
I?
And then no.
Cabinet. N-A-T?
B-T.
It's funny. I don't even know how to spell the word cabinet.
That's one of those hard words.
I know. It's C-A-B-I-N-E-T. There it is. Jeez. Trump's cabinet. I just want to see who he picked. Now, you know, Tulsi is one of my favorites. He's still got a lot he hasn't named yet. But Hegseth is a pretty good pick for SecDef. But I thought that he was going to put Tulsi there. You know? It's too bad. She's going to be the leader of the intelligence. Director of National Intelligence. So that's a pretty big spot. Bobby is the Director of Health and Human Health Services.
See, that's sending the Democrats into a spin.
Yeah.
Is that sending some of the Democrats into a
Oh,
spin?
you better believe it did. He doesn't know anything. He's not even a scientist. He's blah, blah, blah. He's a blah, blah, blah. But he has the facts at his fingertips. You know. Mm-hmm. See, I thought I wanted Vivek to be the Secretary of State because their guy is so congenial, but he's smart, you know. And he's a pretty good choice, although he's got Matt Gaetz. He's pretty good, except for he has a little bit of a past that he's going to have to get past. But this guy here, Rubio, I don't know about him. He's the one question mark I have. Tulsi is awesome.
But he's an existing senator too, isn't he, Rubio? Rubio's an existing senator too, isn't he?
I don't know. Is he? Marco Rubio? Wasn't he a...
Yeah, as far as I know, he because I read where he's just resigned as a senator because he should take up that position.
Oh, I didn't know he was a senator. But a lot of people were saying
that
he's kind of a war hawk. But, you know, maybe Trump did that. Maybe there's a method to his madness. Like, you know, he kind of wants people to be a little scared of a war hawk.
All these positions have to get through the Senate to be finalised, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Senator Marco Rubio, yeah.
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 So it is. Trump has to be aware of the politics, of everything. It is a political environment. Now, I don't know whether you're aware of it or not, but the talk is that Putin didn't call Trump. And 2 days ago, the Kremlin, on their official TV station, was broadcasting pictures of Melania when she was a model in the nude.
Oh, they did?
Whether that is part of the jockeying, you know, for when they have to sit around a table, I don't know.
Yeah, they're making a big deal out of him being the first Latino. You know, let's just stop talking about race. I mean, it only matters to the Democrats. The Republicans don't care. Trump didn't pick him because he's the first Latin American Secretary of State. He picked him because he obviously thinks he does a good job. You know, that DEI stuff has got to be stopped. You know, a friend of my son's, and Paul, are you still with us?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I'm, I had to reset my
All
password.
right, well, just let me know when you're ready. One of my son's friends pulled her kids out of school, 5 and 6 years old, kindergarten, and first and second grade, I think, because they were teaching them about fucking rainbows and. I can't fucking believe that. So she pulled them out and she's homeschooling them, and the state's giving her all kinds of problems. They don't like it.
Yeah, well, I don't like that.
But
Yeah, that's true.
Trump's going to stop that shit, I hope. He's got so much to do. Only 4 years to do it in. You know? Latin America was faded from U.S. foreign policy agenda, even as U.S. adversaries like Russia, Iran, and especially China have made deep inroads. If confirmed, the Florida Republican is likely to end the neglect. Well, I think when Trump was running against him in 2016 at the Republican National Convention, he brought up the fact that Rubio's dad was at the Bay of Pigs, and therefore a Kennedy hater, you know. So that much kind of turned me off about him. And I heard that he's like, with the establishment, the neocons. Now, I don't know, but
It says it's blocked. It's telling me I'm blocked.
Oh, I listened to Doug Casey.
Who's
the other day. You know who Doug Casey is?
No.
Doug Casey was an advisor. He was an advisor to Reagan, and over the years, like he's written a number of books and all that. He has this podcast that he puts on YouTube. Believe in any government in reality, but the fact of the matter is, he had some bloke he was talking to who was a special forces person, and they seem to feel that what you just said, yeah, Trump may be picking his cabinet on loyalty. Mm-hmm. Right, so people that were loyal to him are going to be looked after, which is probably true. And is that bad? I don't know.
So
I don't
he
know
is
if that's all bad.
Okay, so he didn't slam Trump at any time in the past. Okay, well that's cool.
No. He slams everybody. He slams them all equally.
Oh, well that's good. That's good. When he
right,
tells. So, did you hear this? Did you see him on Rogan when he was talking about the Joint Chiefs were telling him it was going to take 5 years to wipe out ISIS, and he said, "Man, I got to go down and talk to the guys on the ground." So they flew into Iraq. He tells the story about landing. It's completely black. You can't see a thing, and there's this voice saying 400, 300, 200, and he said, "Joe, there wasn't even a light. There's always a light." I said, "Everything okay, Captain?" He said, "Everything's okay, sir. We'll be down in a minute." 200, 100, and then all of a sudden, blah, 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 blah. He said he landed like on glass. He said, those guys really know what they were doing. He likes to compliment people, because he can be a prick, but he knows when to tell someone they did a good job too. And all the I didn't realize so much.
Well, he is the ultimate salesman.
The ultimate what?
Is the ultimate salesperson.
Yeah. He's a businessman. Yeah, that's.
He's very good selling. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I just think
he's very good at it.
I think the team that he put together this time, because the first time he really didn't know what he was doing. Everybody descended on him. They're all kind of Washington survivors and insiders and all that. And he said Washington is pretty pathetic. Everyone is trying to just survive with a job, you know. And now that Elon and Vivek are starting a new government program called, or government agency called Agency of Government Efficiency, and he's gonna just tear things. He said we have 4,800, or what did he say? Did he say 48? 480 government organizations, agencies. You there, Polly?
It's not going to work.
It's not going to work. All right, we'll just stay on. We'll just stay here on.
Yeah, I'll have all this stuff fixed. I'll fix it all when we're done.
Okay, we'll see. You can see what I'm looking at still.
We've got a few ideas.
Maybe that's why my store doesn't work. At least you know what, you guys. By doing this, what I was trying to do, I think I found out why my Microsoft Store doesn't work. So that's one thing that's cool.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we were just.
I'm glad we could help you, Paulie.
What was that?
We were just going through some of Trump's pick for.
Glad that we could help you.
Yeah, I don't want to turn this into a politics, but I got to tell you, I'm just so happy that Trump won. I'm proud of Americans for standing up. Did you see the map? Did you happen to see the map that was red?
No.
Oh, here. The U.S. map.
Oh, it's still blue, Paulie.
By red versus blue. Let's see.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Here, we'll get a better one. Look at this.
Paulie.
Yeah.
Paulie, you're still blue. You're still blue, Paulie. You're all right, mate.
You see? I don't know how these people, even he almost took California. Because they're sick and tired of it. You know, they had a river that flowed naturally from northern, all the way from Washington or something. It flowed southern all the way through California, and right about halfway they diverted it into the ocean. Now Southern California is freaking like parched. They have to buy their water and shit in many places.
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
What's your view, Paulie?
They're using the water for fracking. That's the majority of the water goes to that.
Now, what exactly is fracking?
It's a stupid way of getting. Is it oil they're trying to get out of the rock?
Something.
They get a gas, Paulie.
Yeah.
Paulie, they get a gas. They drill down, straight down, then the drill goes horizontal. And they put out like the spokes of a wheel horizontally with the drill. They put this stuff in it, and they blow it, and it cracks all the rock.
It's chemical. It's a chemical thing.
I'm
It's
not
really
sure
bad.
what chemicals they pump in. And then they pump chemicals in, and that releases the gas that's in the rocks.
It's
And that's what they collect. Yeah, and then they refine that into different, they can get some oils out of it and gas and all that, right? Now, what's your view on what's going on then, Paulie? Because this is interesting. Like, where I just said that Trump ran an amazing campaign.
Yes, you did.
And, I've heard Elon sort of like, there's not enough happening. I think, man's probably now at a point where he's got to have a bit of a relax, sit down, take stock of what's going on.
Right.
On football fields.
And even this Greek politician busted out some dance moves while she was a guest on Greek television. And with his dancing going viral, it's no surprise Trump decided to break out into dance during his election victory party at Mar-a-Lago.
got shook up here.
And this Trump impersonator used his signature dance moves to hilariously troll pro-Palestine protesters.
Palestine will live forever. When people are occupied, resistance is justified.
That'll do for a start. But you see photos of him without the makeup on, he's an old man.
Yep. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, not very many people have his energy. That dude only needs 4 hours sleep a night, and he just goes and goes and goes. It's hard to match his energy.
I can tell you, I know that you guys don't even probably know what reverse speech is, but
Yes. I know you're into that. What does it say?
Right, and the guy who who discovered reverse speech, he's from New Zealand, but he's he's from Australia. He's David Oates. Anyway, he's very into American politics. So he's been following, and he does reverse speeches on a lot of people, but he's been doing all of Trump's and all of Kamala, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And his reverse speech is it's so positive. Everything that he's saying that comes out, saying in reverse, it's the same thing, which means it's congruent, which means it's what he really believes. Like he really he loves America and he loves the people, and Kamala, on the other hand, she's horrible. I mean, her reviews. Oh my God, she's horrible. Her reverses were so bad at one point because he had a whole thing. He was going to do like 10 of them, and he got because he does individual clips, and he did like the second clip, and after that he goes, you know what, you guys, I'm not going to do anymore because they just get worse. I mean, she's so foul mouthed. And she hates her husband, and all she talks about it. I mean, while she's talking, like whatever her thing is that she's talking, her topic is, it doesn't matter what she's talking about on the outside. What she's thinking on the inside is how much she hates people.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's very
hates,
interesting.
Hates men. She hates men. And
so she's a lesbian?
But she loves money. I don't know, but she loves money and power, and and she, she knew. I mean, she knew it was a long shot, but whoever, he discovered that when she became, the ticket on the ticket with Biden.
Yeah.
They had to bribe her like a whole bunch of money. She got, I don't know what it was, but they gave her a lot of money.
Why would they have to bribe her? You'd think she'd jump at it. She didn't get a single vote.
She because she's an asshole.
Well, Biden had made somebody a promise that he would make a minority female, a female of color, his running mate. That's why he picked her. Right. She's a DEI hire.
Her political career, she's what she says and what she does are way two different things.
Oh, absolutely. So it's good the backwards speech busted her.
Oh, busted her hard.
If you analyze recordings of speech backwards, once every 15 to 20 seconds, you get to hear very clear phrases which relate to what we are thinking and feeling on many different levels. The unconscious mind.
As well as the unconscious, but
so what kind of things does she say?
Well, you could go to are you at davidoates.com?
No, I'm just on Google or Yahoo
I mean,
search.
you can even go on YouTube and do reverse speech, and you can find the ones that he did on. Or he has his YouTube channel. But anyway, he does these short, they're short little clips that he puts out there. And he has every Sunday he has a live stream, but I was astonished with how awful she is, and she hails Satan and
Let's see. Let's do this brief one.
Trump intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations.
turn it up a little.
He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our...
Hold on, I gotta turn this up.
These reverse speeches that he did in the search.
Well, I don't want to get in trouble for running someone's particular video, so...
No, you. I mean, this is like. What do you?
We're on.
This is.
We're not even recording this, Craig.
Huh? Yeah, we're recording.
Hey, we're not recording. I mean,
How can you? I don't understand how you can get in trouble for that.
Well,
As far as David Oates go, he is like he wants everybody to understand about reverse speech. He is like, he gives his stuff away.
I was just going to run through a couple of quick ones here, just real quick.
Social Security and Medicare.
Or you want to try to listen yourself?
He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis. You know what?
It's
To
hard,
win,
difficult
then
to-
I'm speaking.
I mean, I tried myself to
Where's the fucking backwards speech?
Did Donald Trump make a mistake when he...
All right, let's go
Look,
to...
if he is elected...
Never mind, we'll go to David Oates.
there, pick that one.
Reverse
There you go.
speech, okay. Trump and Harris. Reverse side by side. Now,
I made a nice speech
I'll provide a link to the video in the description.
one
There you go.
big crowd. I said, and it's all over town. Look at all that press. Look at all of them. Who served bad Lord of the Lies? Who served bad Lord of the Lies? Who served bad Lord of the Lies?
Packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois. Hell in the lace.
Hell in the lace. Hell in the lace. And right now it's getting close to $100 a barrel again. You're not going to end the war unless you bring down the price of oil. But he doesn't understand that. And it's so simple. Mind your general, wouldn't it? Mind your general, wouldn't it? Mind your general, wouldn't it?
Soul man.
Can we hear it for Tim Walz?
At one point, she thanks her husband, and what she says, what she really means when she's addressing her husband. Oh my God!
What?
She's. You'll see. At one point, she goes, "Thank you, her husband, her wonderful husband,"
Yeah.
and she hates him. What
Let's
she
hear
says
it.
in reverse about him.
Let's hear it. Come on. What happened?
You know, we put up $124 billion more given to Ukraine than Europe. Now, Europe is a lot closer. We have a thing called an ocean in between us, right? Was it brilliant? Brilliant. Was it brilliant? Brilliant. Was it brilliant? Brilliant.
The president and I are working around the clock every day to get that ceasewise deal done and bring
sure
the
you
hostages home.
Sure you are.
In other words, she's completely lying about that.
Go home to mommy. Your mommy's waiting. Rosie, mommy, your mama's more. Rosie, mommy, your mama's more. Rosie, mommy, your mama's more.
When they come back the same as they are when you're
With affordable health care, affordable child care, paid leave. Real good. Real good. Real good.
A friend of mine builds automobile plants. This guy, I don't want to insult him, this guy can't walk across the street, but he can throw up an automobile plant better than anybody in the world. I said, I want to see one of the plants. Hello, when they don't mean it. Hello, when they don't mean it. Hello, when they don't mean it.
the whirlwind is your.
We will
is your
ban
energy.
more of those hidden fees and surprise late charges that banks and other companies use to pad their profits.
With your vote, you're going to send a message straight to crooked Joe Biden and his radical left thugs. Cowboys,
One thing about Trump, he says, you're crooked.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think Trump's on a mission, man. He knows he's at the end of his life. He wants to go out being one of the greatest presidents in history.
Someone's going to kill him.
I hope not, man. I pray every night that don't happen.
And when we fight, we win. God bless you. God bless the United States.
God bless you, right?
We sell dog, we sell dog. We sell dog, we sell dog. We sell dog, we sell dog.
And it's funny is that you never catch Trump into saying something fucked up. It's always her.
That's what I mean.
Crime is flourishing, and we can't have that. We can't have that. No city should have that. And it's happening in other cities, but not with the lawfare. The lawfare that they're doing is incredible.
I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges.
We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars subsidizing a car that nobody wants and nobody's ever going to buy. No, we don't want the dollars. No, we don't want the dollars. No, we don't want the dollars.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You've been told to lower your expectations and to accept less for your families. I am here tonight with the opposite message. Your expectations are not big enough. Beyond the dream. Beyond the dream.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. I know you've mentioned it before, but there are a lot of other examples, right?
Oh, there's so many.
Tap into the power of your unconscious.
Is that what this guy does?
He discovered reverse speech like in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you have to listen, I mean, it's a science now. It's actually officially a science.
Wow.
And so that, I mean, when that happened, that happened a few years ago, and that was a big score for him. But anyway, he realized after doing it that it's a way of helping people to heal,
Mm-hmm.
Like traumas and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and things that because and so he started having conversations with people, and then he would reverse their thing, and you're in your reverse when you're talking about your problem, you in reverse what you say, you actually give the way to heal it in your reversals, and so
Wow.
he took that and he applied that to whoever he was working with, like, this is what you reverse, this is what you said.
So
And-
what do you have? Do you have to say any particular lines, or
No,
it just comes out in your regular speech?
Conversation. Doing yourself, like if you try to reverse your own thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't work for some reason. It doesn't work.
Why?
I mean, he gives an explanation. It's got something to do with your because you're conscious that you're recording to do a reversal.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
I see. Let's check out a minute of this.
Maybe the worst and most dishonest thing
I like
that
Jay
Kamala
Black.
Harris has done, and it is a long list, my friends, is that she helped cover up Joe Biden's declining mental capacity for years. It's actually sad.
What is congruent reversal?
Congruent means that what you say, what you're saying forward, and is the same as what you're saying in reverse,
Business
which
for
means
this
that you really
country.
mean it.
Did you know that race car spelled backwards is race car?
No, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
and my running mate took a bullet for this country. So my question to Kamala Harris is, what the hell have you done to question our loyalty to the United States of America?
Damn
Not sure if JD's pulling a scam.
No, he's not a scammer. JD's straight arrow, man.
He just said, look, I think we're going to go save this country. I think you're the guy who can help me in the best way. You can help me govern. You can help me win. You can help me... No message. No message.
Now he'll give a... Also not sure, but it is raising warning bells. Yeah. He's may not be a good guy like he might be a someone they threw in there.
He is all those things, but tonight we celebrate he is our once and future President of the United States of America. Here, bless you, Jan. Here, bless you, Jan. Here, bless you, Jan.
Congruent reversal about Trump.
So yeah, so he meant that.
Well, I mean, my 4-year-old, he was 3 at the time.
I don't know. Once again, not sure I'm finding it.
Yeah, Paulie. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Paulie.
Yeah.
Listen, right, when I watched that one before with Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
What I noticed was her face, her cheek line, and her mouth line, right? So when you're talking about basically how does this work, well, if you believe in something, you give off different emotions to if you don't. So I would say that what he's working on with this is picking up that conscious emotion is whether someone believes what they're saying or whether they don't, and whether they're committed or whether they're not. And the problem with the ones with Kamala is, I think most people in the end, more people than other, didn't believe she was particularly committed to any cause. Right, so she's a trained lawyer by, that's what she was trained as.
Right.
Now, from what I see,
she failed her
when I
first
listened to her
boxing.
debating Trump.
Yeah. I'm just so glad. I'm tickled
It
to
doesn't
death.
matter. But when I debate with Trump, it was like listening to a prosecutor in a courtroom. She was prosecuting the case. She wasn't sitting there.
Right. She was giving her arguments.
And they said after that debate, they said, oh, Kamala defeated Trump. She got over it. Yeah, because she was doing what she's trying to do. That's what they're trying to do in a courtroom. As far as talking any substance, there was no substance, if you get what I mean. And then you had the J.D. Vance debate with the bloke Waltz. Well, that was really good to listen to.
Yeah.
At the end of it, we came away with both of these men are quite capable of doing that job.
Yeah, I don't think Tampon Tim just... the one person I can't stand looking at more than Kamala Robert Harris is him.
Tampon Tim? That's what you call him?
Yeah, Tampon Tim. He said, Trump said, they asked him, are you going to put tampons in men's bathrooms? He goes, where are they going to put it? Up their ass? That's Trump. He's not. He just comes right out, man. That's what I love about the guy.
Yeah, and Trump, he's done with this transgender shit. He's done with that, and also how stupid the children are.
Oh,
you know.
And there's like
coming out now where the parents got the children, or the people that are around them.
They have children slaves, sex slaves. I don't know where they fucking keep them, but there's something like 300,000 kids missing. It's some crazy number. Where the hell did they all go? That's a lot of people.
Underground. They go underground. They're held in cages or whatever. It's sick. It's sickening.
It is sickening, and I know they have underground cities and roads and everything. They've been digging for 10 years or more. You know,
It-
and there was something that I wanted to bring up when we had Neil on, and I didn't get to do it. But that was, I saw an episode of Candace Owens. Do you know who Candace Owens is?
I've heard of her, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's great. She's got a show. She's great.
Yeah.
But she did with this one guy, the case of MH370. Did you watch that? I sent you, Andy?
Yes, I've seen all that on 370. And that bloke was running with Diamond, Greg. That bloke was running with Diamond about 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And there was a lot picking him up on his thing of it, right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of them all dropped him.
What do you mean?
I mean, talking to him, I dropped him because I come up with, well, this bloke's a fraud. Right? So what amazes me is when anything happens, it's always got to be America that did it. You know, look at us, right?
Right.
There's some flaws in his argument about America being involved in it. Right? Because the majority of people on that plane were Chinese nationals. I've always said the Chinese government didn't pick up any fuss about it. They just basically, that's what happened.
Okay, just hear me out. The plane was carrying 500 pounds of cobalt ion batteries. Okay, and they're very flammable.
Yep.
And the plane appears to be on fire. It glows orange. That's the orange, the fire inside the plane. And all of a sudden, these 3 orbs start circling. Now, they're not freaking aliens. What the guy was trying to say is that there's a military base close by called Diego Garcia, and there was an AWACS in the air, plus the satellite. That's where we're looking at it from the satellite, that someone had recorded and then just threw up online. And they're saying that they can really create wormholes. And they were just kind of showing off to China, like, who's your daddy? So, I mean, is it possible? Yeah. Just check it out.
All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Now, can I answer you? Well, a couple of months ago, probably now, I sent you a link to an article.
Okay.
It was talking about plasmoids. Right?
Yeah.
And they were saying they get what that bloke's talking, those white things and that, they get them around the space
March 8th,
station.
2014.
They were basically what that Air Force fella was talking about. At the time when they were doing those training things when they had those so-called UFOs, right? And apparently you'll often find them too around the storms. What they were saying was, this is plasmoids being created. They will join together into like an L shape. And they even proposed the idea that these plasmoids be the building blocks of life in that they start producing mRNA and then a gene pool with it, right? So that would come back to our theory on the electric universe. And if you've got enough power, so you take it, if you've got those batteries on fire, this huge amount of energy all of a sudden in a very confined spot. Is there enough energy? Was there enough energy to create a plasmoid? Right? That's the other thing. So they don't like to talk about plasmoids because it's above their head.
Yep, boom, just gone.
No, it's easy to call them.
They say they diverted it to Diego Garcia Air Base.
You know what? That was a test.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
There's nobody on that. That was a remote-controlled plane, and they did that on purpose to see if they could create what they wanted to create, and they did.
And they did, and the plane was on fire too, because it was glowing orange.
Right,
and it was leaving a trail.
So it's like they had to have that extra, and by batteries, it could have been a fire of anything, right? But they used batteries.
Right.
So
they used those batteries, and they were not supposed to put them on. They weren't supposed to be transported with humans. I guess this girl's talking about it.
Yeah.
But if you ever want to watch a really, really good video, I'll put the link in the description. Watch Candace Owens and that guy that she interviews. Now, I didn't know anything about him being fraud, but of course they're going to come out with something like that. Because they don't want people to know this shit is true.
I'm not saying he is, Greg. Greg, I'm not saying he is. But what I'm saying is, you got to look at, it's easy to claim a UFO or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was a UFO.
But could it also be a natural event that occurs when you get really high energy?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's the other thing, right? And that fits with, the electric universe theory, some of the things that Thornhill, Harp, and all them talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that was deliberately done.
Or not.
I think it was.
I think it was too. I'm with you.
As a test, yeah.
Yeah, Paulie, I'll link the Candace Owens video, and I'll put it in the description of this video too.
Cool.
You can watch it and then make the decision for yourself. Because the guy talking doesn't seem to be crazy or anything. And
that's a person to do reverse speech. I'm gonna, because you can request. he would do that one too, because he's very interested in all this stuff.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. That would be good. Try to do that. That would see if you can, or you can do it yourself. Maybe just record some and listen to it.
I've tried it. I have a really hard.
I think we have technology that would look magic to us because we're just not used to seeing it.
I think those orb things that look like orbs.
Yeah.
I don't think those are orbs. I think that it's some kind of a like a. Not a beam, some kind of a beam.
Just gone.
That's invisible, but you see it when it where the beam where it stops. Where I think that was like from afar. It's some machine that they have that spins like that, and it puts whatever it's putting in there. I mean, the orbs turn out they look large because it's being beamed from far away, but I don't the orb thing. I mean, those orb things. I don't know if you've noticed, but they're all over the internet now. Everybody has a million of those orb things.
Orbs?
Yeah. Just all over the place. And I think I've always said that's our technology. If there's aliens,
I just think that's our technology. Like I said, okay, they sent this. This guy sent this to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was going to have him on. But then he spoke to George Knapp, and George Knapp said, no, the guy's a fraud, blah, blah, blah. Don't even waste your time. But you see, that guy that I just mentioned, his name, and that Corby, the guy who was with Bob Lazar, Corey, I can't remember his name. But anyway, he's got a bunch of tattoos and a beard. Corby something, but those guys, they're invested in aliens. They don't want to hear nothing about technology,
right?
Because their whole ball of wax is CIA-driven aliens. Because they're just spreading misinformation. That's what they're doing,
right? And that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I agree with that. I mean, those things that people see that don't make any sense. I don't think those are aliens. I think that's us. That's our something. It's either private corporations or military or something.
And they they have like if you use different infrared or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that if it was aliens or whatever, I think that they would have a completely different technology, a different basic understanding of physics or whatever that'd be completely different from us.
Yeah.
And thus their technology would be something we couldn't even comprehend, and we wouldn't have any way to detect it.
Right.
Because so the only detection things that we have can detect our own technology. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And they don't ever share any of this stuff. They could get free power right out of, like some guy, some famous guy used to say, there's a little bit of water inside of a cup contains enough energy to boil all the world's oceans off. So, that's quite a bit of energy. And instead of, having this technology, they just force us to keep going through the gas and, all that shit.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Trump, he doesn't want to do electric, nothing. He wants to go back to oil.
Oil, yeah. Well, maybe for now that might be the best way to go. I mean, I don't know. Instead of having these crazy windmills.
What about solar power? Why do we even have?
Yeah, I found out the deal on that. Do you know that those panels, by law, are only allowed to operate at 15% transfer rate?
Oh wow,
15%. When they could be 100%, but they put that condition on them to I don't know, to keep people out. I don't know why they do it.
Well, there's this one guy videos that I watch, and he lives alone in the middle of the desert in Nevada. Just, I mean, this is what he wants. But anyway, he built his house or whatever, his little house. He has, and he showed the panel. He has two panels, and they're, one panel is like 1 foot. It's like 1 foot by 1 foot, and he's got two of those, and that's all it takes for him. He has those two, and that's it. He all his electricity, washing machine, dryer, whatever's going on. That's it.
I heard that.
That's all he needs.
Yes.
And it's like, okay.
Like Walt Thornhill said long ago that Albert Einstein set science back 150 years.
Right.
Yeah. Because they refuse to accept the electric universe. And it's pretty obvious when you start looking at it. There's three orbs like in a triangle.
See, and that's another thing too. Why are they always three like that?
Yeah. Yeah. But if they have mastered the power of creating wormholes, then who's to say we could have people out there in deep space in another galaxy if they've learned how to harness it that good.
You think they would be? I think making wormholes in our own, biosphere, whatever.
It's one thing.
One thing, and then taking a wormhole that's created in our, atmosphere and projecting it to another thing out of I think that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Not to say that they can't do it. I don't know if they can do it or not, but.
Yeah, orbs are pretty crazy. They are. Andy, are you still with us?
He's logged in, but his microphone is off.
Oh, is he here?
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm just listening to the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm making myself a coffee, actually.
Yeah, well, we're past 2 hours.
I think the problem is though with a lot of this, we don't have the ability to control that amount of energy.
You don't think so?
So a lot of that's just natural universe stuff,
I think so.
We're only like.
I think that they have been screwing around.
We're still just toddlers.
Yes.
Well, they'll not be screwing around, but the results can often be very adverse.
We're still toddlers.
And after them, wouldn't you?
Look at that.
Yeah, they wouldn't even know they're adverse. Sometimes some of the things might not show the adversity for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah.
If you go back some of the nuclear tests that they did in the 50s,
mm-hmm.
They didn't really show up until the mid-80s when we were getting answers and that, from areas where the wind has blown and the results of those tests. So I think the adverse reactions can often be years away That's one of the big problems. And you know, like, I go back to satellite. One view is you're looking at 20 or 30 years minimum research before it will get into a commercial realm because, you know, making sure it's technically safe and all that. It's the same with thorium as a reactor fuel for nuclear power stations. Talked about it for years, and all of a sudden the Chinese have been able to do it. You know, so they've built thorium power reactors, power stations. The other thing I'd ask is, why do we need all these big, heavy demand data places collecting data on everything that use megawatts of power?
Yeah.
Do we really need that?
No.
You know, every conversation we have now is recorded.
Recorded.
You know, so...
Yep. Every
Yep.
tech,
Didn't you know that, Greg?
Yes.
It's ridiculous. You guys,
Everything
what about...
you do... So,
What do you guys think about AI now? How crazy?
Yeah, that's
and-
crazy. Yeah.
I mean, have you seen Elon Musk, his robots?
Yeah.
Optimus robot? Come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, another thing, too. Elon Musk is claiming that he can build $10,000 houses.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
They look pretty cool, and they come with the wash. They come with everything inside of them.
Yeah.
Or all you have to do is just set it up. It takes like an hour or something. It was like.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, everything.
I want in on that.
That's like wild. But
if he did
he's
that,
coming out with a new phone. He's coming out with a phone. It's his AI. It's an AI driven phone. This is his latest thing.
Really?
Yes, and it's going to be. I don't know. I was listening to something and there's all of a sudden they were talking about this phone and I'm like, what? And it's technology. It's so much more advanced than any of the other phones. Like, he's got his own AI thing in there that's going to run everything in there. But it's going to be able to Neuralink. It's like a smartphone that's beyond smart, whatever. And,
oh wow, he's got all
Elon
kinds
Musk
of
is starting a new
great
company
ideas.
to get into the field of artificial intelligence. Musk
creates
announced
these
the
things.
launch of XAI today. He says the company's goal is to focus on truth seeking and to understand the true nature of AI. Musk has said on several occasions that AI should be paused and that the sector needs regulation. Musk says his new company will work closely with Twitter and Tesla, which he also owns.
Yeah, and I hear he might buy MSNBC too, and if he does, he's going to restock it with real news people. The guy is just such a great thing for democracy.
Yeah. You got to watch out with his reversals, though.
What do you mean? Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes, he's kind of sinister.
He is.
Everything we've developed
he's got an
for
agenda.
our cars, the electronics,
he believes in his reversals. You can go, Dave. You can just search Elon Musk. But pretty much, I think he believes that he's the Antichrist.
Well, the guy, to me, he seems like he's a patriot, and
the Antichrist is going to be a nice guy that everybody's going to like.
Oh yeah, but I don't believe that about Musk. I don't know.
Same
I don't believe in
It's just
Antichrist.
a robot with arms and legs
his
instead of a
reversals,
robot
he's not
with wheels.
congruent with his reversals. He has all his technology, yes, but it's not for the reasons that he's telling everybody.
That one I'm a little. That's going to be a hard sell.
Believe in
we've
reversals,
made
so
a lot of
either
progress.
you do or you don't.
Well, we'll see.
With the Optimus.
Time will tell.
Optimus robot things
And
are
as you
crazy.
can see, we started
Yeah,
with this
that's
one,
a fucking robot.
$10,000 a robot. They're
and
going
we-
to be in commercial for commercial. You can buy them like next year.
10 grand?
Yep.
Paul,
Yeah.
Paulie, I agree with you on what you said about those reversals of Trump. Because I remember he was jumping up and down, AI needs to be banned and all that. Now all of a sudden he's onto it, and they're talking, putting those little implants in your brain,
See, I
make you a better
don't.
person and all that.
I don't agree with it at all. I actually, Ted was telling me about Chat GDP. Have you ever been there? Have you ever?
Oh yeah, I was totally into that. Okay, that's why now it's way advanced. And by the way, it's not free anymore. You can't go to any of these places and do it for free.
You can't.
No, it's not. They changed that. That's not free. I used to do it all the time for fun. It's just fun. I'd have them make a picture or create a video or whatever, and it's amazing. They can do these things in split seconds. But now how advanced the chat. I mean, if you do decide, I think you can use the old like Chat GPT-4 or something like that. You might be able to. You can just say, write me a program, or write me an app.
Okay.
That will allow the user, and like on a mobile phone, to, and you use the right proper words in your description, and give me a program so I can hack people, like if I'm 30 feet away, that I can get into their their mobile phone without them, and seconds, come down with all the code, just pages of it. There's your app.
Really?
This is really truly.
That's crazy.
And it, yes. I mean, that's the scary part of it.
Okay. How can I make $1 million
by tomorrow?
Making $1 million is a lofty but achievable goal. Oh yeah, you know what? I think Elon Musk's X has a feature called Grog or something like that, where it's gonna have OpenGPT.
Yeah, Grog. That's a weird word.
Depending on your resource, skill, and time frame. There are many paths to reach this goal. It often requires a combination of strategy, risk-taking, and persistence. Here are a few approaches. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean, that's side hustles even. They put side hustles in.
Investing.
And you just did that. Oh, you went to Chat GPT-4. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Google,
a high-income skill.
Google is now AI, right?
Uh-huh.
Google searches are AI. So when you do
Oh, they are?
Yes, when you do a Google search, and if you do like how can I, or like you do like a question kind of a thing,
yeah,
it'll come up just like how this came up. It'll come up just like that with, like, and I love it. I love that because there's so many things I search for that I can never find. Like like I need drivers. Where can I find drivers for a 1995 sound card or whatever like this, and it will come up just instantly, and it will give me things. Links and things where I go that I would never have gotten before.
All right, let's see.
I love that. Just go to Google and you'll see.
Okay, hold on a minute. How to? I just want to see what it's going to say. Write a book. I want to write a book. Define your purpose and audience. Choose your genre and theme. I just want to know, what do you write it on? Would you write it on like Word? Is that how you write?
Or you can write it on Word? If you want, use a notepad, but yeah, Word is fine.
And you just write it all on that, and then try to.
Yeah, you have to. It has to get. It doesn't really need to be. I mean, people talk about editing your thing, but that's like another person edits for you. But I wouldn't do that. But yeah, writing a book is easy as long as you have, like, when you read a book, how there's chapter 1, chapter 2, like that,
Yeah.
Just predefined in your mind.
The old-fashioned way, right?
Right. I wrote a book of short stories.
You did?
I did. Yeah, I did it for my sister, and just because my sister was having a hard time, and I wanted her to, because it was about stuff about our childhood, and it's funny. It's a funny story, and I'm thinking about, because I just saw on Facebook that you have a thing that says write a story, like a link in your Facebook thing that says write a story. I'm like, what? I can maybe I'll just post. I'll just like type out like a short story in there and see what happens. I mean, most of the people that I do in Facebook are my family members anyway, so I think they might find it interesting. But yeah, you can self-publish your stuff. People don't make money anymore on books. That's what I've learned. It's really
Some
hard.
people do, Paulie.
Yep.
It is hard.
Yeah.
You got to remember though, like you got that right story on Facebook. That's really about, and then you actually give the data of that to the social media company.
Oh yeah.
So that then's used for advertising and all that. So when it says write a story, it's basically tell us how you feel, so we can send you some good ads. Go shopping and feel good.
But
Isn't that cynical?
Write a story. It's a way of using like Word inside of Facebook. Using like Notepad inside of Facebook.
Yeah.
That's basically.
I understand that. Yeah.
But
it gives you access.
Paulie, do you know, we're gonna end the recording now. We can stay on the line and chat for a little bit longer, but it's been a couple hours. So plus we got 30 minutes.
It's been good catch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's been great. It's been great. So I just don't hang up, but just thanks everybody for coming on, and we'll look forward to chatting with you for the next show. So
okay, great.
Thank you very much, folks, and good night.